everyone, welcome to another ranking video. Today I'll be doing a ranking for the Rocky franchise starring Sylvester Stallone. Now, a lot of people are fans of this, obviously, especially the first Rocky movie, one of the best films ever made, period. Yeah, and Rocky is just one of those series that I was always a fan of. Like, I love every movie in this series. Rocky 5 is kind of... I don't really love that movie, but all the other ones I actually do love. Creed was such a great spin-off, I guess you could say. I really did not expect much from this movie when they first announced it, but Creed really delivered. I'll get to that later. But yeah, this is just one of those franchises that I could talk about each movie, you know, a lot. So I figured I'd do a ranking for this. So yeah, let's just get right into it. And as I said, Rocky 5 I don't love, so obviously that's going to be in last place. So let's open this up and get to the discs. Now, I did have all these on DVD back in the day. By the way, I think somebody used this code already when I unboxed this Blu-ray set. But this was like a bonus featured thing. I don't know. Anyways, somebody probably used that. Yeah, this is just one of those series that I could just talk about each movie, no problem. So, Rocky 5. Okay. Everyone knows Rocky 5 is the worst. The one thing about it that's like, I don't understand what went wrong. Rocky 5 brought back the original Rocky director, John G. Avildsen. Rest in peace. I think he died last year, right? The guy that directed the first Rocky movie came back to direct Rocky 5. Sylvester Stallone directed Rocky 2, 3, and 4. So you would think, okay, Rocky 5, when you watch the movie, it kind of also seems like this was meant to be the last movie. And it was for many years. So you think they would bookend the movie with, you know, the same director, and it would be a perfect match right there. Like, bookend this franchise with the same director again. I don't know what went wrong, because this movie is not good at all. It's just like, I don't know. Well, I don't want to say it's not good at all. There's some good stuff in there with Rocky and his son, played by the real-life son of Sylvester Stallone, who also died, unfortunately, Sage Stallone. And then you got Tommy Gunn in there, and I don't know. This movie's just kind of a mess. And Rocky didn't have any fights in this, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. He was more of a trainer for Tommy. But Rocky 5 just kind of falls short. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's like, it's not good. Everyone knows Rocky 5 sucks. There's some good stuff in it, though, like I said. But I don't know. Rocky 5 is just, oh, now I remember. There's a scene in Rocky 5. They also brought back Burgess Meredith as Mickey for like a flashback scene or whatever. That scene is phenomenal. Like, I would put it up there with the first Rocky movie in terms of like being great. That scene is amazing. Like, I honestly like cry every time I see that scene. It's so beautiful. It's the scene where Rocky's in the ring with Mickey, and, you know, Mickey's giving him a speech and all that stuff. You know, get up, you son of a bitch, all that stuff. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. That scene is so beautiful. If the whole movie had that tone and, like, feel to it, this would have been great. But it's just, ugh. So, aside from that one scene, the movie sucks. So that's like the only saving grace for Rocky 5 is that scene. That scene is spectacular. I'm glad I remembered it too. It just came to my mind randomly. I'm glad I mentioned it. If I didn't mention it, that would suck. Yeah, very underrated scene. Just go on, if you're a fan of Rocky and you remember that, oh yeah, I remember that scene, go on YouTube right now and just watch that scene. You're going to cry, I guarantee you, because you probably didn't really think about it that much. Anyways, Rocky 5 is last place. Okay, so coming in at 6th place, right, because there's 7 movies, I think I had Rocky 2. Now, don't get me wrong, Rocky 2 is great. It's a great sequel. Don't think because I have Rocky 5, you know, right next to it in this list, that means Rocky 2 is, like, on the same level. No, Rocky 5's down here. Rocky 2 is, like, up here, like, way higher. This just happens to be the way they're ranked for me. Rocky 2... My main problem with Rocky 2, it's just not really rewatchable for me. It's great, though. There's a lot of great drama in it, a lot of great tension. The rematch with Apollo Creed isn't that great, though, of a boxing match. The ending's kind of cheesy, where they both fall down, and then, like, he gets back. I don't know. It's just kind of cheesy. But this was a great sequel with a lot of great drama. The scene where Rocky proposes to Adrian, is beautiful. They get married and everything. You know, she has the baby, but she goes into a coma and all this other crazy stuff. And then he has a problem with his eye. A lot of great drama. It's just not really watchable for me. And also, when Rocky has all this money and he's spending all the money and stuff, and you know he's trying to act in commercials, he can't act for anything. You know, it's very realistic. It shows you, because in the first movie he had nothing, and then the second movie it shows you what he's like when he has something. Um, so yeah, this was a great sequel, but for me it's not as watchable as the other one, so that's why I have it kind of low. But it's miles better than Rocky 5, trust me. So, anyways, coming in at fifth place would be Rocky 4. Again, low because a lot of people, yeah, Rocky 4 is kind of a dumb movie. With a super villain, literally a super villain in it, Ivan Drago. But I love Rocky 4. Rocky 4 is the easiest one to watch in my opinion. It's just so 80s, you know? It's so 1980s. And literally like 50% of this movie is training montages, which is hilarious. The soundtrack is great too. You know, Hearts on Fire and whatnot. And There's No Easy Way Out. This movie's got a fantastic soundtrack. But it's a very stupid movie because, like, Paulie gets a robot for his birthday and stuff, and then, you know, Ivan Drago is literally a supervillain, like I said, and then, you know, Apollo Creed gets killed in a boxing match, which is nuts. So, literally, Rocky 4 is like the Fast and Furious entry of the series, I guess you could say. It's like that kind of, you know, crazy action-packed kind of movie. But yeah, it's just it's very enjoyable. It's very fun. You know, Rocky 2 probably is a better movie overall than Rocky 4, but I just really love Rocky 4. And the speech he gives at the end of the movie is great as well. You know, and everybody likes to say Rocky 4 ended the Cold War, which, you know, I don't think is, you know, it's obviously not true, but I get it. So yeah, Rocky 4, just a great movie. Just just a silly, dumb movie you could just turn your mind off and just enjoy. So yeah, Rocky 4, I love it. Alright, so Rocky 3 is going to be my fourth place movie. Also kind of silly, but this is like, okay, Rocky 3 is kind of the bridge between like Rocky 2 seriousness and Rocky 4 silliness. Like it's kind of got a bit of both. You know what I'm saying? Like Mr. T is kind of an action, you know, supervillain sort of, but not really. Like he's got a lot more seriousness to him. He's very like, I'm trying to think of a good word to say. He's very controlled. He's very composed. He's very angry. And oh god, the scene where Mickey dies is so, oh my god, it's so sad. Yeah, just Rocky 3 is it's great though. Like it's got a lot of great stuff. Apollo Creed comes back and he helps Rocky, which is awesome. They have that great training scene. You know, you got Eye of the Tiger, which is super iconic. The fact that Rocky loses the fight in this movie, he loses the title, and then at the end he gets the title back is awesome. And then there's the scene with Hulk Hogan as Thunder Lips. So Rocky 3's got a lot of stuff in it, and it's very fun, but it can be very dramatic as well. Like I said, the Mickey scene alone is just like, oh my god. But yeah, Rocky 3, I love it. Yeah. So anyways, I'm trying to think how I had this. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to go off the top of my head how I had this ranked. I think next is, yeah, okay, so next is Creed. So let me put this to the side. So coming in at number 3 is Creed. Now, I would put this a little higher, but I can't put this higher than the other two I have next. Creed was fantastic. Like I said, they first announced this movie, I was like, okay, they're doing another Rocky sort of, where he's a supporting character. So I don't know how well this is going to go. We'll just have to see. And wow, this movie exceeded all expectations. Ryan Coogler directed this. He did a fantastic job. Excuse me. He's since gone on to direct Black Panther, which was amazing also. He did that movie Fruitvale Station, which I haven't seen yet. And all of those movies star Michael B. Jordan, who is a phenomenal actor. I did not know him from anything. This is the first movie I saw him in. And wow, he was great. He was intense. He brought a lot to the character. His character was awesome. You know, he kind of grew up without a father and stuff. And, you know, he's trying to live in his own legacy and whatnot. Yeah, just a very solid movie. Like, everyone knows Creed is amazing. It was a lot better than anybody expected. Oh, Tessa Thompkins, who's since been in Thor Ragnarok. She was great as the love interest, I guess you could say. Sylvester Stallone got nominated for an Oscar for this, which is nuts. All the dramatic stuff with him, you know, was great, with him getting cancer and whatnot. The fighting scenes were amazing, the boxing scenes, I should say. There's, like, long takes. I don't know how they did that, like, without the camera cutting and whatnot. But yeah, just everyone knows this movie's excellent. It had Oscar buzz, which is crazy. So yeah, Creed, just arguably the best since the original, but in my opinion, I have Rocky Balboa higher than this one. So yeah, Creed was just, it was amazing. Everyone knows that, and I can't wait to see Creed 2. I hope it's just as good. So, but unfortunately, Ryan Coogler's not coming back to direct that. I wish he was. But yeah, Creed, awesome movie. Okay, so coming in at second place is Rocky Balboa, as I mentioned, the 6th movie. Thank God Rocky Balboa got made, because if Rocky 5 was the way this franchise ended, this franchise would have ended a terrible death. Rocky Balboa was so good of a movie. I consider it underrated. I did a video about it a couple years ago. Underrated movies, Rocky Balboa. You can check that out if you want. I feel like Rocky Balboa doesn't get the praise enough that it deserves. Everyone knows there's like one like famous line from this movie. It's, you know, now it's not about how hard you get hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward or whatever. That scene is beautiful. The ending of this movie is beautiful with you know, Adrian, you know, her grave and everything, and Rocky says, "We did it, Adrian," or whatever. This was literally the perfect ending to this franchise. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't hate the fact that they made Creed. I actually really enjoy it. But if they ended with this, perfect. I've got no problem, though, with the Creed movies existing now. But Rocky Balboa, this was a phenomenal movie. Just, you know, Sylvester Stallone was like 60-something years old, and he actually was legitimately boxing Antonio Tarver, the real-life boxer in this movie. He actually took legitimate hits from him and actually got knocked out during one scene, I think, which is nuts. And it goes to show how much Sylvester Stallone actually loves this franchise, and, you know, he is who he is today because of Rocky. I mean, you can't deny it. So yeah, this movie was just amazing, and Paulie was back in it. Yeah, just awesome. I love Rocky Balboa. Very well done. Yeah, just excellent movie. So Rocky Balboa is my number 2. All right, so number 1 is obviously Rocky. I can't think of another movie that always emotionally gets me this in the same scene every single time. Certain movies you can watch again and again, and the emotional core of it will wear off eventually. But Rocky, the emotional scenes in this never wear off. I've seen this movie countless times. The scene where he's doing the training montage and he runs up the steps, the famous scene, obviously, and he puts his arms up and the music's blasting. That scene, I always get goosebumps. The scene at the end where he's screaming for Adrian and the music's playing. Amazing. And, you know, Rocky didn't win the fight, but he doesn't care. He's just screaming for Adrian. Just, it's a masterpiece. It really is. It won Best Picture. Got nominated Best Actor. Best Screenplay, too, I believe, because Sylvester Stallone wrote this. It's literally like a perfect movie. It really is. I don't have words for it. Everyone knows Rocky is a masterpiece. So that's all I gotta say. Rocky is number 1. Just a beautiful movie. Great soundtrack, great everything. So yeah. Anyways, that has been my Rocky ranking. What do you guys think of my ranking? What is your ranking? And yeah, discuss in the comments with me. I'd like to know what you think of my my thoughts on each movie. So thanks for watching this, guys, and have a good one. Bye-bye.